Hey, good afternoon, everybody. We're almost to the afternoon. There's that bright sun. The good news is we're above freezing. We're 40 degrees here in Chicago. We have, oh, I'm crooked here. We're December the 17th, 2025. Look at that bright, beautiful sunshine there. We can see all the way to the Wrigley building. I'm going to take advantage of this sunshine. And we've been spending a lot of time at Daley Plaza, so I'm going to skip Daley Plaza today, which is the Christ-Kindle Market, of course. And I'm thinking about heading to the lakefront there. I don't know if I'll get all the way to Navy Pier, but we'll try to check the construction progress of 400 North Lakeshore. Hey, look at the window cleaners are working today. If it's warm enough for the window cleaners to work, it's a pretty good day for Chicago. There's that Citizen M. They're talking about putting Portillo's there. How's everybody doing here? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Yeah. See, I'm on just a little early today, so happy Wednesday here. Welcome to Chicago. There's the Citizen M. Yeah, we'll see if that Portillo's, maybe, it might be months. It might not be till next summer till that thing actually goes in there. There's, looking underneath the Illinois Center there. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Chris, the scanner guy, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Look at this beautiful day. We got 40 degrees. There, the dogs, the Old Republic building there. Yeah, look at So yeah, let's head over to the lakefront. We'll see what the lake looks like. 40 degrees. I don't even have my gloves on. Nick and Nori, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks. Hello to the lunch bunch. Extremely clear of the rear. Thanks everybody that checked out last night. We covered a lot of ground last night. I know it was just downtown and touristy stuff, but we got the lighting of the menorah there, day 3. That was great. I posted some of that content to TikTok, and we can see the shorts there on YouTube. You can watch the full thing. It's split into 2 parts. And then we took a nice little stroll up Michigan Avenue on TikTok. We ran into Lux. We ran into Chicago Nuggies there, Ernesto, and we ran into this Gemini at the Christ-Kindle Market, which is great seeing all my fellow Chicago live streamers both on YouTube and TikTok. Hey, we're on YouTube here. We'll head up to Michigan Whacker. Again, 40 degrees. We got 12:01 in the PM. We're just past the noon hour here in Chicago, and we're going to take advantage of this bright sunshine and head over towards the lakefront here, just downtown. I work downtown, that's why I'm here. This is my lunch break. I know people ask me to go all over the far-flung areas of the city. I'm just walking near my office here, and we'll walk home tonight. Check out the lights. Hey, look at the dealer's building there. There's the London Guarantee building. So liquid water, we have liquid water, 40 degrees, not too bad. Yeah, PHOUNG. Bong Fong, how you doing there? Fong Bun Sock. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the United States of America. Yeah, I feel blessed to live in this city, in this country, and I don't take it for granted. That's why I defend this city and my country here. People always bash Chicago. I'm like, if somebody's bashing Chicago, it's another American. I'm like, you know how many people would love to live in this city despite all its problems? From around the world here. Look at here's the water taxi. There's a Chicago water taxi. Look at and that's if you can afford to live in the city. That's the other conundrum. Look at the water taxis just sitting there. I'm glad the water taxis are still going. People taking pictures here. How you doing there? How you doing? Yeah, look at the beautiful view there. There's the St. Regis there, the water taxi. This is Chicago River. Yeah, Z44. How you doing there? When we go to McDonald's getting apple pie? Okay, good. Yeah. J. Crew, how you doing there? Am I missing some people here? Elias Tigers there. So the Skyscraper prison is near the Harold Washington Library. It's on Van Buren and Dearborn Street. Is that right? Or is it Clark Street? It's between Clark and Dearborn on Van Buren, the federal prison. The reason that prison's there's a federal courthouse, and they hold people there. Here's the Jean Baptiste Point de Sable. If you message me, I'll send you a rerun, we go by there. I just posted a rerun where we did the riding around the CTA train on the elevated loop there, and you can clearly see it in the sped up video there. I just posted that on my TikTok. We're on YouTube. I'm also on TikTok. Brian Really Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. Here's the Wrigley Building, Tribune Tower, and we'll head past we'll go over to the Ogden Slip here. Here's the Christmas tree. We see this at night. Yeah, look at the Tribune Building, and there's the Wrigley Building with the Christmas tree. The Trump Tower's behind it, and then in Chicago, and then there's the blue skyline. So here's very bright sunshine looking this way. So we'll yeah, Michigan Avenue. We'll head up Michigan Avenue tonight. We did that last night. I would go up there today, but that shift biennial architectural thing, it's only open Thursday through Sunday, and today's Wednesday, so it's not open. Leeds, England, how you doing there? Rob James there. Rory. Let's see, who else we missing here? Damien, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks everybody there. Houston, Texas, Dave. Yeah, we'll be in Texas for the holidays. I'll be having Texas Christmas this year. I'll visit family there. Is there anything with Al Capone? Yeah. Wow, imagine, look at that. So I've been live streaming in Chicago for 3 years, and you're the first person in the history of the world to ever ask me about Al Capone. I appreciate that. No, thanks for tuning in. No, yeah, we filmed the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I have a rerun. If you go on my TikTok, it's pinned to the top of my page right next to my O-Block video that TikTok is censoring. And it's Al Capone's house on the south side. It's where his wife and his mother lived at 73rd, between 73rd and 74th on Prairie Avenue. That's Grand Crossing. That's the true south side. It's south of O-Block. It's south of Woodlawn. And we're in downtown Chicago. Of course, Al Capone used to live in a hotel downtown Chicago called the Lexington Hotel. That hotel is no more, but you can watch the Untouchable movies. They used the Roosevelt University kind of as a stand, and that was also a hotel, Congress Hotel. Bugs Moran lived in a hotel on the north side on Lincoln Park West, and we filmed that as well. We filmed where John Dillinger was killed. We filmed Al Capone's stuff. Yeah, we talk a lot about Prohibition era gangland violence in Chicago. So here, I'll head over to, this is the NBC Tower. That's where Jerry Springer used to film his show. Hey, we'll get a nice view back to the Wrigley and the Tribune here once we get past this little gap. Hey, we got some food trucks here. Tacos. Yeah, Route 66 Diner. Look at that. You got the Route 66 Diner food truck right here. How you doing? And we'll head up past the nice housing here. The Optima Signature. Look at that view. You got the Tribune Tower with the Gothic. Let's zoom in there. Look at that amazing cathedral to the Chicago Tribune, 1925. There's the Wrigley Building, which was built even earlier. That was the early 20s. That Spanish Revival. And the Trump Tower was built 2009, 2010. I think it topped out. But here we're going to head this way. We're going to go over towards the Ogden Slip because they're building see that building there? That's where we're going there. That's the 400 North Lakeshore. It's getting tall, so we're going to check it out. We've been showing the progress. That's where the Calatrava Spire site was, the big hole in the ground. It's now the first of two towers there. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out Chicago. I'm missing a bunch of comments. A lot of times my mods can answer stuff that I miss or other people know the answer to there. Wes is tuning in. One Golden Nubian there. Dolores there. Grandma's Corner, how you doing there? Yeah. So the Silver Bean, we filmed it yesterday twice. You know, I can't just drop everything and film it every single time someone wants me to look at it. That's not the way it works. But you can check out my reruns. We got plenty of reruns of the Bean, both at nighttime, daytime, Christmas time. We got it summertime, wintertime. I probably have hundreds of videos of the Bean. Please check out my content. I got saved reruns both on TikTok, YouTube. I'm spreading to Substack. If you can't find my content, you're not trying hard enough. I have 1,700 videos on YouTube. I have 3,500 videos on TikTok. I'm sure you've encountered my content in some way, or you will now since we're engaging with the live stream, and I appreciate that. Thanks for, you can subscribe to me for free here on YouTube. You can subscribe or follow me on TikTok for free. You know, I do try to make money off the Creator Fund advertising. I try to keep most of my content free. I know it bothers people they can't comment on TikTok. I'm angry at TikTok. I want them to be angry at me, so that they don't care about me. But here's we'll head down to you see how the traffic comes underneath us here. We'll head the streets above the streets here. Multi-level stacked city of Chicago. This is Streeterville. We're over by Illinois and Columbus Drive. Columbus turns into Fairbanks further north. There's the St. Regis. Missed the light here. India's tuning in. Much love there. Yeah, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, the reflection. Yeah, it's because they use all that e-glass. They use the reflective, energy efficient glass. That's why so many of the buildings are these blue color. It's all the same blue because it reflects the sky. It's made like mirrored glass. It's UV stops the UV rays and things like that. Look how they used to, it's golden brown. That's a different way to do it. The old modernist Mies van der Rohe way. And, there you can see the sun's behind. So here we are at noontime. That shows you that's as tall as the sun gets in the sky. It doesn't even get higher than the 1,100 foot tall Aeon building. And here we got 9 seconds here. We're waiting to cross. We'll head over to the Ogden Slip here. Italy's tuning in. Yeah, thank you. How you doing there? Big city. Yeah. You got some nice cities in Italy too. Here's as does India. India has some amazing cities, very historic cities. But TikTok. So hey, we'll go by, let's see, Monarch and Lion, British pub. I don't know much about this. This used to be PJ Clark's, but nothing lasts. Yeah, let's head up by this AMC Theaters. There's where we're going. You see that big tall building with the construction crane? That's the 400 North Lakeshore. So we'll head up there and check it out. Yeah, T-Lime, T-Time, West, Dolores, all the regulars, pen, pencil. Yeah, I would love to visit India. I'll be honest with you, I can't afford to travel the world because even though I have a good job, we have a lot of inflation in the United States and I really don't have much money to travel. I'm going to travel on the cheap. I'm going with my father to Texas. He's got a car. I'm going to hitch a ride with him. I'm just taking the Amtrak. I'm not as wealthy as people think. Even though we're surrounded by all this wealth and privilege and beautiful buildings, most people in America, we live paycheck to paycheck, and our illusion of wealth, yes, there are billionaires in America, and there's very rich people that are benefiting from the tax cuts and all this stuff, but most of us that work and go to have day-to-day jobs, we're living paycheck to paycheck, and we're one healthcare crisis away from bankruptcy. So the wealth of America is an illusion. I know, despite what the president's going to say, he's going to give a speech tonight and blame inflation on everybody but himself. And there's plenty of blame to go around. The Biden administration doesn't deserve a lot of blame for inflation. The Federal Reserve deserves a lot for inflation. If you don't like American debt, stop buying American bonds. But it doesn't matter because the Federal Reserve, the government creates debt, and then the Federal Reserve buys the debt and puts it in a vault, and then the government creates more debt. And it's a way for them to create money out of nothing and not pay for their debt. Wouldn't that be amazing if you could just like issue a loan and the bank buys it right back, and then you can issue another loan? That's essentially what they're doing. They've started quantitative easing again. I know no one wants to hear that. I don't want to hear it either. I don't understand how it works. We're off the gold standard. That's why there was so much interest in cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency hasn't been so hot yet either. Or this end of the year is a big sell-off, so we'll see where it goes. We'll see if the sell-off in cryptocurrency will wreck the broader market. But hey, look at that. There's the St. Regis. There's the 1,100 foot tall Genie Gang designed St. Regis. The hotel's at the bottom. There's housing at the top. We're at Illinois, and what is this? McClurg Court? I think they call this. Yeah, McClurg Court. That's what they call this. We'll cross here. There's a Target here. There's a Robert's Pizza. Yeah, we'll see it. Hey, look at the cute dog. Oh, the cute dog's got the booties there. Yeah, very nice. So here, let's head over to the Ogden Slip. We'll get some nice views. We'll eventually go to the lake. We'll cross the river, and we'll see what's shaking here. Hey, what's up there? Raul, how you doing there? Yeah. Hey, Gisela, how you doing there? Nice weather. Yeah, please. I think a lot of people, I don't know if that's you. No, that's Gabriella. Not Gisela. But it reminded me of it. Tortoise on TikTok. She's trying to rescue some parakeets back to health, and they're in the animal hospital there. I think she started a GoFundMe. I'm not trying to get money out of you. She's not trying to get money out of you, but she's trying to save these parakeets. Check out her video there at least. You don't have to, but I want to mention it. I told her I would, and appreciate it. Thank her for trying to save those parakeets. Here's look at the, yeah, this is Robert's Pizza. I guess they got some I guess they had some outdoor seating. We got 40 degrees, 12:15 in Chicago. Not too bad. This is the warmest day we've had in a while, so the snow's going to start melting. Don't feed the birds. Don't feed them pizza. But there's Robert's Pizza. There's people sitting inside the patios upstairs there. Yeah, go to Richard's for a brew. Yeah, go to Richard's Bar. You talking about the Richard's Bar in Milwaukee there, across from the old Emmett's? Yeah, or it's behind the Emmett's there. Yeah, Grand and Milwaukee, the old is that what that is? Richard's Bar. I'm thinking of, I mean, you might be thinking of a different Richard's, but I think you can, people smoke tobacco in that place, but don't say you heard it from me. I don't want it to shut down. I like that place. Yeah, Robbery Bank. Oh, it's by the West Loop. Yeah, it's at Grand, and it's heading towards the West Loop there, Grand and Milwaukee there. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Hey, Dorita, let's see if Dorita's in there. There he is. There's Dorita, the artist, right there. He's heading out. Let's see if we can catch him here. Alexandru Dorita. There he is. Pinched Mediterranean Grill. Hey, look at this Innisfree. I guess these boats are still touring. They probably have Christmas parties. We saw the water taxi. Water taxi's still running, even in December. So you just joined us, the Ogden Slip, Chicago, Illinois. This is why we came over here. You see this 400 North Lakeshore. Look how tall it's getting. See, it's starting to step back. So I wondered if it was going to start to step back. This is going to be the taller of the two towers. There's two towers planned, but we don't know if they're going to even start the second tower until this one's completely finished, and that's what it looks like. They'll probably wait till they sell this one, make sure it's all leased out before they start the second one. And this is 400 North Lakeshore. Look how tall that thing is. It's not even topped out here. We have December the 17th, 2025. I'll wait till I get in the shadow there. It's hard to see with the sun. And there's the Fort Dearborn here. We're at the Ogden Slip. We're almost to Sable Lakeshore Drive. There it is. So the sun went behind it there. There's that 400 North Lakeshore new development. So we went by the casino site. I'll post the rerun of that. You can go to the morning live stream. Tara's already checked it out. You can watch the construction progress at the Bally's Casino there in the North Branch Chicago River. We'll walk across the river here, Chicago River. Check this out here. We'll go up these stairs here. No spamming. No spamming. Yeah, it's giant. This is new residential development. This is the largest building to be built recently. Of course, we had a bunch of development around the time of the pandemic. A lot of things were started and topped out. And then, like before that, even before that, there's not too much construction going on now besides the casino. The Google Thompson Center renovation, and a few other things. But here, see, they're working there. Look, they're doing the rebar. Steel reinforced construction. Here's the Ogden Slip all the way back to the, remember we went by the Tribune? There it is, the Tribune over there by Michigan Avenue. That's how far we walked. Yeah, thanks for checking out Chicago, Italy. Thanks, Italy's so beautiful. Ciao, Bella Bella. How you doing? Yeah. So here, 400 Lakeshore here. There it is. Look at that nice view. Go ahead, we'll get in the shadow here. This is underneath Lakeshore Drive. Very rusty there. I know you can see all the reinforced concrete. Looks like it's going to fall down. But yeah, there it is. It's nighttime, your time. Yeah. Thanks, Steven. Thanks. Appreciate it there. Yeah. No, that's why I know people. I don't expect people to have to travel here. That's why we're traveling virtually. So I'm saving you a trip. You can see what's happening in Chicago without going here. We can, you know, save some airfare. Who was the Sobble? See, Navy Pier's over that way. It's hard to see. Here's the lay down construction area. We'll get you a better view once we get over there. Show some of the. See, the second tower is supposed to go there. They want to use it for staging. It would have been too cramped if they would have built both of them at the same time. They got to have some staging for the construction. So we'll go to the Chicago River here, see if there's any boats going by. This is the main branch of Chicago River, looking kind of south and west here, the direction we're looking at. We're at St. Regis. So you can get to Wacker Drive here. We'll eventually see Lake Michigan. We'll cross underneath once we get to the other side of the river there. It's mesmerizing, yeah. Yeah, nighttime. Hey, we're almost there. We'll get out over there and we'll get a better view of the tower here. I'm trying to readjust something in my keys are scraping my leg here when I walk, and I'm trying to fix it here. So here we're going to get a view of the 400. So hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to where the Chicago River meets Lakeshore Drive. There's 400 North Lakeshore. That's what they call this development. And it's where the Calatrava Spire was supposed to go. It's still not topped out. It's getting pretty tall. It's probably 50 or 60 stories. And like I said, I knew it was going to be taller than this building. Remember when we showed it when it was just a hole in the ground? And there you can see the river. Here, we'll head across the Chicago River here. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out Chicago. How's everybody doing here? Yeah, sorry to hear that, Liberty. Yeah, that's a tough thing to comprehend there. But here's the. There you can see all the way to the Trump Tower. And there's the St. Regis. There's a good, you see both of those buildings. So the Trump Tower and the St. Regis in the foreground are basically the same height, 1,100 feet tall. But you see how there's a spire at the top of the silver Trump Tower in the background. And that spire adds an extra 100 feet to the official height of the building. So that's what makes it the second tallest. Of course, Trump would do that to embellish the statistics. There you go. There's the 400, which is an easy thing to do. I don't blame him for doing it. You know, just add a spire to your building. You can make it. This Chrysler building does the exact same thing in New York City. But there's the construction elevators going. Imagine the crane operator that works at the top there. I remember when the crane operator was on these buildings here. Amazing photos. They would get photos of the clouds and the weather blowing in. The only bad thing, there's no portalets up there. You gotta bring a bucket. Imagine that. Pretty crude, I know, but maybe there's a better way. Maybe there is a portalet. Sometimes there'll be a portalet on the top of the construction crane. But here, this is the Chicago River. This is Chicago, Illinois. There's the Trump Tower. We're looking for Streeterville, and there's that 400. So here, we'll head down to the lakefront. We'll go by DuSable Harbor, and we'll end up at, we'll see if they're ice skating. We got time. We got 12:23. Look how they blocked that off. Remember Nick Boykin and I, we used to go up to the top. You could get right to Lakeshore Drive. I was amazed they had that open, and now they closed it for the winter. They don't want people wandering up there and blocking traffic. But they probably saw our live streams. They're like, we better close this up. Live streamers are coming up here, letting everybody know it's open. Here's, yeah, that's where we just crossed. There's the 400. Lakeshore. It's kind of slippery. The ice is melting on the steps, so it's kind of, be careful if you're walking around. Just because it's 40 degrees doesn't mean it's not dangerous slipping on the ice, because it's actually worse, because if people didn't shovel and they got bumpy, icy snow compacted in front of their house, and now it's all melting, and now it's really slippery and bumpy, and you'll fall because it's not a flat surface. We'll walk under the Lakeshore Drive here. They got all these murals there. Where else is 40? I don't know what that is. So yeah, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 5 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius. What's 40 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius? 5? It's above zero. We're above freezing. Any day above freezing is a good day in Chicago. I know people too. America is so strange. Isn't it so strange? We're the only country that's not on the metric system. And we still use the British legacy system, even though we fought the King of England to get away from English laws. But we kept the English measuring system. And even England, UK doesn't use them anymore. And that's just the way it is. Hey, let's check out the Christmas boat. Here's the Fred A. Bussey. Hey, they got the gingerbread man on there. Let's check out. Hey, got Rudolph here. Yeah, let's check out the Fred A. Bussey. It's decorated for Christmas parties here. Let's check out the boat here. How you doing? I'm trying to go over here. Okay, good. So hey, there's the Rudolph. Look, there's Lake Point Tower. So there's where we just filmed there. We filmed the 400 Lakeshore. There's Fred A. Bussey. It used to be a fire engine boat. There's a larger, the Christopher Wheatley's the other one, the real fire boat. This is the historic one, or more historic. Here's, hey, look at the gingerbread man with the candy cane there. Yeah, that gets you now. They got 2 Christmas trees in the back here. There's a shoreline sightseeing. See, in wintertime, December the 17th, we still got people doing an architectural tour. I gotta watch where I'm walking here. You got snow and stuff. But hey, there's the Bright Star shoreline sightseeing. There's Navy Pier. I think that probably, I don't know if that left Navy Pier or came from in here. And here's the Anita D there. Yeah, the Anita D. And here, we'll head by DuSable Harbor. Hey, King's Ray Dre. What is that? Yeah, something's happening there. Nice hip hop. Yeah, boating. Yeah, beautiful view. World Tours 8K. How you doing there? Check out World Tours 8K. I bet you got some nice videos. Yeah, Scott's doing it in there. Yeah, I'll watch where I'm walking. Yeah, thank you. I know it's very, very dangerous. Yeah, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperature there. So there's the Coast Guard. There's Navy Pier. Yeah, I'm gonna watch where I'm walking here. It's good advice here. You don't want to. Some people are secretly praying I would slip and fall so they could laugh at me. I know, make a good video with it. I've fallen before because I wasn't paying attention where I was going. I tripped over a step for cleaners. I know right where it's at, so I remember that when I walk by there now. Now the worst thing is, I almost got me again last night. It always gets me at night. I walked across Randolph Street Estate. They got these they had these plastic bollards for the bike lanes, and one of them broke off, and it's like a plastic thing. It's not as big as that, but it's like a little plastic thing that would hold the bollard. Well, I'm always looking at the Chicago Theater when I walk across. So I'm looking at it, and my foot catches it almost every time because it's right where you walk. It's right in the crosswalk. I think it's dangerous. I think it's going to trip people. I guess I'll let the city know. I'll register. I'll call 311 and wait for years. Oh, the city that works, even when it doesn't. Here's Navy Pier Coast Guard. This is DuSable Harbor. That's Lake Michigan. See, here's the Lakeshore East skyline, and we'll head over there. We'll cut through there. Yeah, change the path there. Slippery ahead. Hey, Gailey Hughes, Scott, thanks everybody here. David. Thanks Grandma's Corner, thanks for being in the chat here. Yeah, that big boat there, that used to be a Laker. Remember the LA Lakers used to be in Minneapolis, and they were named for the Great Lake boats. Not why is a team from Los Angeles called the Lakers? That's a club called the Columbia Yacht Club. You can join it. It's mainly for people to entertain clients and stuff. And you know, if you like sailing and yachting, I guess they got the little sailboats I looked into it. I don't know if it's worth it. You can join a lot of clubs. They got the City Club of Chicago. You know, it's, I wouldn't want to belong to a club but have somebody like me as a member. But here we'll leave the shores of Lake Michigan and we'll head through Lakeshore East. We'll head towards that Aon building and we'll head over. We're going to go, I know we filmed it yesterday, but I'm not going to be in Chicago too many more days before we take our trip to Texas, so we'll get some more footage of the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. I posted reruns of, we saw the third day of the lighting of the menorah at Daley Plaza. There was singing and dancing and speeches, and we posted some of that. You can watch the full live reruns on YouTube. We got shorts on YouTube and we got reruns on TikTok. I really enjoyed the rabbi dancing. The rabbi got the crowd. He was like, go wild. He told the DJ, he goes, go wild. And he wanted him to get the crowd singing and dancing. And so they picked a more up-tempo song. And the rabbi was leading the whole, everybody dancing there. It was great, especially after, you know, what tragedy in Australia, Sydney. We need to show people can freely exercise in public without fear of violence. Just you know, you don't have to. I know it's controversial. I know people from, you know, Palestinian genocide. I cut out all the references to the Israeli Defense Forces. I was a little worried about that, but here we'll. I want to show all faiths and all creeds and people celebrating, having a good time. Freedom of speech here, freedom of religion. We got to not stop there, you know. And I'm not picking any one religion or faith or over another. Look how much Christmas stuff I film. I don't even consider myself a Christian. I'm pretty secular. I grew up in the Christian Protestant background. My father's side was Catholic, but we're neither Catholic now. My father's not even Catholic, even though he grew up Catholic, and that's what I used to do with my mother. My mother's Protestant, and but he had a falling out after the Vietnam War. You know, yeah, the Vietnam War kind of changed how people looked at things, and he was drafted in that war, and it surely changed his worldview and how he viewed politics and religion, which is interesting. You know, if you get drafted into the war, you know, your body's literally on the line. So here's, if you just joined me in Chicago, we're going underneath. Here, hopefully my connection's staying okay here. So we got a lot of people that want to be mods. We already got people in the pipeline, and I'll be speaking to them soon. We'll talk to Anita. You know, we learned from Sarah, the late great Sarah that used to run my mod team. Now Anita runs my mod team. I know a lot of my mods, we've lost some of my mods when I went to YouTube, so we might have to add some more mods because people prefer to watch on TikTok. I understand. I'm not trying to take it personally. And people get other jobs and people get tired of, I mean, how much can you watch of me just walk around Chicago? It gets old and repetitive, and you hear my voice and complain, and my grievances, people get tired of me just like a man whining here with this little violin. So yeah, we might be adding some more mods. Message me on YouTube or reply to one of my reruns there, and we'll forward your information to Anita. Anita checks everybody out. There are, every once in a while, we get trolls that want to be mods and mess up the system. Sometimes we've had mods that were great. I really like the mods, and then it causes drama on my mod team, and they make their own political agenda, my agenda, and I'm okay with that, except when it starts causing drama in my mod team, and then people feelings get hurt. You know, I've had really loyal friends and followers that have joined my mod team, and then eventually it didn't work out with them being a mod, so I removed them from my mod team, and then they defriend me and get mad at me, and I'm like, we were great friends before you were a mod, and then you became my mod, and it got all, it was like they had like some other agenda that I didn't understand. And then like when I was like, well, please, I want to keep you as a friend and a loyal follower, I just want to remove you from the mod team. And they're like, nope, I hate your guts now. I'm befriending you because you won't have me as a mod. I'm like, what? You know, what? I don't understand how, you know, I don't understand why it's so important to be a mod. A mod's a thankless job. You have to, like, look at last night. Look at some of the inane comments. It was just people celebrating their lighting the menorah. And there was all kinds of really strange comments that we could expect. And there is anti-Semitism that we know it exists. That's why we see it in the comments. There's, and I get the same thing when we film pro-Palestinian stuff. There'll be really strange things in the comment, true hate speech. And it's part of the American fabric, and even almost exemplified by people following the president's lead on some of this stuff, which is the most chilling effect. They'll just regurgitate some political slogan that I'm like, what does this have to do with what I'm filming? I'm confused like everybody else. It just some strange times we're living in here. But here's the Aeon, here's the Aqua. Here we're in Chicago. There's the St. Regis there. And here we'll head up to the Maggie Daley. What time we got here? 12:34. Perfect. So I think we have enough time to film the Maggie Daley ice skating rink, and we'll head over to Millennium Park and finish it at the Bean. So if you want to see the big silver bean, if you were watching the beginning and asked about the bean, thanks for staying on this long. You'll be rewarded. Eventually we will get to the Bean there. We'll show you what, and there's ice skating over there. And the beautiful skyline views. Thanks for, see, this is where it's really slick. You see how it's a little bit of ice is melting from the snow, and it can be really slick. Yeah, nice buildings there. So what did Rusty say here? Let's see. Tea time. Yeah, it's just YouTube, I know. Well, I've been live streaming for 3 years. I don't know if you've ever tried live streaming. This city attracts a strange element because it's Chicago. We have high crime. We have a lot of racial tension historically. And people don't like our mayors for political reasons because we're a sanctuary city. Our city's become politicized because we're entrapped in this ICE federal enforcement battle. And I pretty much don't take them seriously because, yeah, it's just TikTok. But we have received death threats. We have received hate speech. People writing really, truly offensive things just to be offensive. And it's probably just trolls, just people getting off on just being sociopaths or just trying to cause me to get off message is what it is. And so a lot of what my moderators do, they just help me not to see that stuff so I don't react to it badly. And then everybody starts getting agitated. And I say something stupid and somebody says something stupid back, and we try to stay positive and just, come on, the sun's shining. We're not going to solve all the world's problem on this little format. I talk about politics. I know people don't want me to talk about politics, but thanks for tolerating. This is my channel, and here we'll do the best we can. Look at this nice view of the Sears Tower, the Loop of Chicago. You can call it the Willis Tower. See, even that's controversial. People will correct me right now. They're like, don't call it the Sears. I'm like, Sears, Sears, Sears. You can call it the Willis. Call it the Blue Cross Blue Shield. All these other corporately branded buildings. Hey, let's see if they're ice skating here. I opened my coat. I took my hat off. I got my gloves off. It's above 40 degrees. This is there's people ice skating here. So let's check out the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. We'll give you an overview. And then we'll, filming, even just filming is a political statement. I agree, because, you got to watch the watchers. The government's filming us. We're filming the government. Very litigious society. People have dash cams. Everybody's got cameras on their doors. You have to. You get packages delivered. Hey, look at the people ice skating here. Yeah, people don't even have coats on. It's so warm. So, hey, we're going to head down here. We're going to check out the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. Look at that beautiful view. And thanks for checking out Chicago on a beautiful day here. Snow's melting. Look at the green grass. It's artificial grass, but hey, we'll take it. They don't even have to mow it. See, you don't even have to mow this grass. I didn't realize this was all artificial grass here. Game name. Yeah, what's the game? This is called Grand Theft Auto. Welcome to Chicago. How you doing? Hey, look at everybody ice skating here, the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. This is nice. Thanks for checking it out here. I'm sweating. I want to get the shorts out here. I'm overdressed. I'm all bundled up and shedding layers here. Yeah, people ice skating here, the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. Yeah, playing the music here. Yeah, really good skaters here. They really know what they're doing here. So you got to skate uphill and downhill. They reversed it. Sometimes they run it one way and sometimes they run it the other way. Yeah, the ice is only 1 to 1.5 inches. Yeah, it's very thin. It kind of they do run the Zamboni, which kind of helps smooth it out. And here, let's turn around here. We'll get people ice skating here. Man, thanks Margie, Samuel, Gerard, Gritty. How you doing there, Gritty? Yeah, Gritty, the mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers. How you doing it? Yeah, people ice skate here, holding onto the rail here. It's hard going uphill. You know, there is a slight hill here coming around the curve. But people having fun here, piping the music. Yeah, they got something that keeps it cold. Like both the big one we're going to see in this one, they chill it down so they can keep the ice frozen even if it's above freezing. Yeah, this is an artificially chilled track here. The ice skating ribbon here, Maggie Daley Park, Chicago, Illinois. We're south of Randolph. We're east of Michigan. We're actually east of Columbus. We'll head across that bridge there. Man, beautiful sunny afternoon, 40 degrees, 5 degrees Celsius. Not too bad. Yeah, people skating here, putting on their skates here. Yeah, got places to lace up here. You can rent skates from in there. They got coffee. I think you can probably get alcoholic beverages here too for a price. Everything for a price. See, Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon, rules and regulations. Skate at your own risk. Here's where you go in there. And here's where they got coffee. How you doing here? They got the nice coffee here. Free rolling coffee here right next to the Maggie Daley ice skating. There's the prices there, $5. Not too bad. What happened? Let's see. What happened to Grandma? You broke your leg ice skating. Oh, hopefully that was a long time ago. Was that recently? Yeah, that's why people are like, Brian, ice skate. I'm like, I have a hard time walking. You want me to live stream while I'm ice skating? That's too much. I'm not that coordinated. I hope you're doing better there, Grandma's Corner. That it can happen. Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Thanks for the good. Chicago loves you. Thanks for the nice comment there. There it is. Look at the. Yeah, see, it's so warm enough you can take the coat off. I'm the same way. I'm about to take my coat off. It's so warm here. So you come out here and ice skate. 40 degrees. We're above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the warmest day we've had in a while in Chicago. Sunshine. Yeah, this is getting me ready for my Texas trip here. I'm ready to get out of this cold weather. We need a break. You deserve a break today. Yeah, 6 to 7 degrees Celsius. Good. Thanks for the conversion there. I need all the help I can get. Yeah, thank you. Here, yeah. So you can get the little snowmen there. And here's the people ice skating here. Maggie Daley ice skating. They got those little bubbles. I guess you can rent those bubbles. We'll look into that. It'd be nice to get one of those little bubbles and just film people. But they're probably pretty expensive. See, it's a slight, you have to go uphill a little bit, you know, and that's why it's so you got to get a lot of momentum to get up that little slight incline. Yeah, Grandma's Corner, thanks for putting that there. Let's see what's going on here. You're going through a very hard time. Yeah. Well, hey, everybody support Aisha. Hopefully you'll get through it there. It's hard, you know. It's we all, especially in wintertime, we struggle. I struggle with depression too. We can relate. So we'll try to cheer you up, keep you entertained. See somebody fell down there. But here's, you can get, you go to the Ring Cafe there, get food and drink there. We'll show you where, I guess Santa comes out here at nighttime. I've never seen Santa in this little thing. So you can do the skate pickup, skate check-in. You can reserve it online. That was the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. We'll head across. We got 12:43, so we'll head across this bridge and we'll round it out at the bean there. Yeah, you just got to learn and practice there. Yeah. Hey, poor dirt farmer, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in there. Swanee County, Florida. Hey, the Swanee River. Way down upon the Swanee River. I'm sure you get tired of hearing that. But hey, thanks for tuning in there. That's what, like Gainesville? I don't know. I'm not for sure. I don't know my Florida counties, but hey, thanks for tuning in here. We're in sunny Chicago. This is not white sand beaches of Pensacola. This is the white snow of Chicago. So here we'll head across. They call this the BP Bridge. I just call it the pedestrian bridge. Everything's corporately branded. But hey, we got a nice view of the skyline of Chicago. We're heading over to the Bean Millennium Park. And there's ice skating over there as well. Two hours northwest of Gainesville. Thanks. That's not too bad. You're up by the northern border there. That's good. Hey, Denise is tuning in there. The Florida-Georgia line. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, look at all the support you got, Aisha. Here, see, we'll try to cheer you up here. So they got snow in the basin there. There's the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. We'll show the Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Aon. Some guy was from Russia. He was like, "Why do you just film skyscrapers?" I said, "I don't know. It's just what we do." Hey, he's messing with the snow there. Blue sky, yeah, nice blue skies. Doing good there. How you doing there? SIHAMOMAR. Thanks for tuning in there. Really? Oh, you were in a forced marriage. That sucks. That's depressing. Well, hopefully you're beyond that there. Yeah, I'm amazed. That still does go on. We have to talk about it, and we got a worldwide audience here, not just people in the United States. Hey, thanks for checking out Chicago. Thanks for checking out the holiday festivities here. And I'm on my lunch break here, heading across the Columbus Bridge here.
It's like the most fun.
Yeah, so you can see the multiple levels in the city here. Yeah, you're really strong there. We'll support you there. You're strong. You can get beyond it, and you're surviving. You're worth it. Yeah. Thanks, Margie. Thanks for the good admonishing and encouraging Aisha there. Yeah, it's still going into 2025. We have to talk about it. It's thanks for bringing it up, and thanks for telling your story there. We need to get it out there. And
I was so mad when he said
let's see, had to leave now. Okay, Gailey, thanks for tuning in there. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, you can always watch the reruns. You can come and go as you please. That's why I'm on YouTube, because you can watch the full reruns. If you miss anything, sometimes a phone call happens. Sometimes you got to, do something else. And then you can watch at your convenience, even if it's not live. You won't miss any content this way. See, that stuff I filmed last night on TikTok, for example, we ran into Lux Chicago Vistas there. You can't go to the rerun on YouTube because I filmed it on TikTok. You have to wait for me to cut out the clip, and I probably won't. I'll keep her out for her own safety. I'll keep her image. I did, just like I worry, just like a brother or a father. I worry about our friend. I worry about our Chicago female live streamers, because they take a lot of risk. A lot of them, they walk alone, or they walk with a friend, and they walk at night. And just living in the city as a woman, you experience the city differently than a man. I'm a big overgrown man, and I don't experience the same intimidation. I can get intimidated by people on the street. I know women get cat calls, and it's when you're live streaming. And But that was nice running into her. But that's the advantage of being on YouTube, is you can watch the reruns. But here, this is the Frank Gehry designed band shell. It's called the Pritsker band shell because the Pritsker family donated a lot of money to get this built, and it won an award, the Pritsker Architectural Prize. Imagine that. But Frank Gehry just passed away. This is his signature style, this titanium curving, I don't even know, millennial architecture, post-deconstructivist. And he passed away recently. He did the museum in Bilbao, Spain, and the Disney musical amphitheater there in downtown Los Angeles, among other things. He has commissions all over the world before he passed away. But here we'll go by the Great Bean, the big metal bean here in Chicago. We got 1249. We'll show there's some ice skating over here, and then we'll just round out the live there. Yeah, Searstown. Yeah, the Chicago is where Sears, Roebuck. You're right, Sears, Roebuck catalog, mail order catalog, Montgomery Ward catalog. We went by the Montgomery Ward's distribution facility. That used to be Montgomery Ward Skyscraper. Used to have a tower there. That's where they showed they had offices and they showed their merchandise there back 100 years ago. Even longer, 125 years ago. Here's the part of the skyline of Chicago, Michigan. Hey, let's show the bean here. So, hey, you're in luck. Hopefully the person turning in, asking about the bean at the beginning of this live, I don't know if you stayed on the whole time. Here's the Millennium Park, Cloud Gate, Anish Kapoor's probably his most famous work here on public display here. The Cloud Gate, the bean. We call it the bean. He hated that name, the bean. He doesn't want people to call it the bean. But isn't it amazing? You create a work of art, you name it something, and everybody calls it something else. It's like the Sears Tower. Isn't that amazing? Even though he doesn't want people to call it the bean, we all call it the bean. Chicagoans call it the bean. You say, take me to the bean, this is where they'll take you. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. We'll go check it out here. Hey, taking group shots, family photos. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing?
Go check us out.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You want to advertise? You want to advertise on YouTube? I'll check. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Here we go. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Here, we'll knock on it. We'll see if there's bean. I don't want to get in front of you so he's picture. Hey, look at that. You hear the bean? You hear anybody knocking? How you doing? No, it's not that I didn't want to support his cause there. I just was interrupted. Like, I'm in the middle of doing my thing. I appreciate him interrupting my live to sell whatever he's selling. It doesn't matter what he's selling. You know, I appreciate his cause there. They're taking a professional shot there. So here we'll head through here. Doesn't matter where you go, you're going to be in somebody's picture no matter where you go. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. And there we go, good. So here we'll show people ice skating here. Let's show people ice skating here. Hey, they clear, you see, they usually clear people off for the Zamboni here. So they cleared everybody off. So we got other images of people ice skating here. I don't think he realized I was live streaming. You know, people just think I was recording. Like, you know, I got my own show going on. Yeah, never miss an opportunity. Never miss an opportunity. Actually, it's part of the strategy, you know, and I completely understand it. Like, if you're a panhandler or somebody that's a street performer, you actually want to shame the live streamers into giving you money because, you know, we're the worst because we're filming them performing. And I usually, if I do a cutout, I try to give the street performers a tip. Like, for example, we filmed the Fiddler in front of the Christ Kendall Market. I gave him a tip because I cut out a clip and I tried to give him a promotion. You know, that guy didn't even throw me a bone. He'd be like, you know, if you want to be on my show, pay me. That's what TikTok does to me. That's what YouTube does to me. They say we must show a commercial. Hey, Aisha, thanks everybody for helping out, Aisha. I appreciate that. Thanks, Wes, and everybody else. See, we're all connected throughout the world. That's why I get overwhelmed here. I'm not the best facilitator. I try to I miss a lot of comments, and that's why thanks to my mod team and the other people for catching stuff. Sometimes they'll say, you missed something in the comments that was important, and I know that. So here's the Christmas tree here. Yeah, it's dangerous. Everything's dangerous. Be afraid. Be afraid. Don't leave your house. Even your house is dangerous. You can be electrocuted in the bathtub. Here's look at the. I'm not making light of it. Here's the official Christmas tree for Chicago. Very nice. Yeah, welcome to the street. We got plenty of experience of. How you doing? Hey, beautiful Christmas tree here. So they cleared everybody off the ice. They're doing the Zamboni there. How you doing? There's the official Christmas tree of Chicago. And yeah, here we got, let's see, we got somebody playing live music here. So we'll zoom in, we'll see if we can get, we missed this guy. I need to tip this guy too. There's the other band we usually see. I think we saw this guy yesterday. I just missed the light here. There's some beautiful Chicago rhythm and blues right there. Blues guitarist on the corner of Washington and Michigan Avenue here in Chicago. Hey, they got the gifts here. They got everything. Hey, look at this. We got other. How you doing there? They got the keychains there. Yeah, Aisha, do what you need to do there, and let us know how it goes there. You know, you're part of the lunch bunch, and so thanks for being a part of this community. Keep checking in with us, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll support you how we can. But it's hard, and there's only so much we can do for so far away. You know, it's just the way it is. But Austria, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. So I grew up in Indiana. I grew up in the country of Indiana. I moved to Chicago in 1999, so I'm not a native Chicagoan, but I was born in America, and I got, on my mom's side, I have ancestors in America that go back literally for 30 generations, Melungeons, indigenous people, African Americans. I'm a white person, but it's way back. It's in my DNA. It's amazing how you can morph over time. You can morph from one race to another over time. Isn't that amazing? And it depends on, you know, it's only certain sides of the family. Your family tree branches out in all directions, all countries, you know, and it's just amazing. It goes far back, so far back. But here, let's get across the street here. The light's about to change here. We got 3 seconds. I don't know if I'm going to make it here. We're really pushing it here, but I didn't want to wait. Here, we even got this get ready to go here. We ran the gauntlet there. But I'm gonna head back to work here. I'm gonna here Garrett's popcorn. Here they're loading the boxes of popcorn there. You can raid the truck there, Garrett's popcorn. Hey Panthers. Pakistan, how you doing there? Yeah, good. Denise is a Native American from USA. That's born and raised in Chicago. I know Patricia, one of my friends, I don't know if she has indigenous ancestry or not. I know the American Indian Center in Chicago, it's at the end of the Brown Line. You take up to the Kimball stop. They just recently, in the last few years, they moved it there. It wasn't a different location. And I remember when it used to be in Uptown, the American Indian Center in Chicago. There's a lot of indigenous people that live in Chicago. It's not just back to the Potawatomi. People moved here from Wisconsin and other areas in the 1950s to get industrial jobs, just like my Melungeon ancestors from Appalachia moved to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, and or Detroit, and they're having a powwow tomorrow, I thought, for the holidays. I'm not for sure. I won't be able to get up there because I got my own company holiday party, but we'll get up to the American Indian Center. I need to go up there and do several TikToks on it. We'll get up there for sure in 2026. Here, they're handing out free samples here. So I'm gonna get a free drink. We'll sign off here. Thanks everybody here. I'll see if we get a free drink here. And how you doing there? Yeah, Celsius, thank you so much. I'll promote it here, very nice. Yeah, Celsius Sports Vibe. Celsius Sports Vibe, they're giving out drinks right in front of Nando's Nutella here, lake in Michigan. So I'm gonna head back to work. And have a great day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you missed any part of this, you can check out the live rerun. I'm Brian Really Chicago on TikTok and YouTube. Thanks for our mods. Thanks everybody else. Thanks for supporting Aisha there, and we'll see you later from Chicago. Enjoy this weather here, 40 degrees. There's the Hazel Johnson mural to environmental justice, and we'll see you later there. Have a good afternoon. Thanks everybody. All right, bye. Thanks a lot. Yeah, see you, Denise. Thank you so much. Aisha, thanks so much. Tea time. Thanks everybody for supporting Aisha. Thanks, Grandma's Corner. We'll see you later. Prince, everybody else.